Fellow citizens who are following this night, members of the press, it is exactly 21 years since the end of Liberia's civil conflict. A conflict that stained ethnic relationships, turned neighbors into enemies, and witnessed the mass murdering of some 250,000 of our citizens. The commission of genocide crimes against humanity and other serious violations of international humanitarian laws. As leaders of this country, we are cognizant that there must be justice and accountability for both the victims of the war and perpetrators who bears the greatest responsibility for the 14 years of bloodbath. Establishing the War Crimes and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia is for us a necessary and for Liberia and critical step for a formal closure to the terrible memories left behind at the conflict, protecting the peace and encouraging the people's confidence in the rule of law and administration of justice in our country. It is against this backdrop that we gather here today to inform the public about the Senate decision on the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. This decision, we believe, will bring to the end the long period of impunity for those who bear the greatest responsibility for the crimes against humanity, other violations of international humanitarian law, and other domestic crimes which occurred during the Liberian Civil War. There is not a single Liberian who does not have an emotional story about the Civil War and who has not been affected by the war. We have heard all the cries, the appeals, and advocacies. We have read very sad stories and understand how difficult it has been for many to heal. Many have stayed and died in exile because they have not been able to see a sign of regrets and remorse for those devastating actions 21 years ago. Fellow citizens and members of the press, it is only by means of justice and accountability that we can help promote reconciliation and healing within our country. Establishing the War Crimes Court demonstrates our commitment to upholding the rule of law and ensuring that there is no impunity for serious crimes. It will help strengthen our justice system and promote respect for human rights and international law. Most importantly, the existence of a War Crimes Court will also serve as a deterrent against future human rights abuses and violations of international humanitarian law. Knowing that one can be held accountable for his or her actions can discourage potential perpetrators from committing similar crimes in the future. A War Crimes Code is also a crucial component of transitional justice efforts. It helps to address the legacy of conflict in post-conflict societies. Fellow citizens and members of the press, upon signing the resolution in support of justice, senators have shared with me some very personal and emotional stories. I also do have my own very devastating and emotional stories. And making this decision is the beginning of accountability, relief, and peace of mind. We call on all Liberians to see our actions as a start of reconciliation and a pathway for healing, forgiveness, and peace building and love for one another. We will remain committed to ensuring that all steps are taken, led by the President of Liberia, to bring a closure leading to the new era of a more united and prosperous nation. Thank you so much.
So once we will take just 2 questions, and then afterward we will, the normal thing, just have a formal interaction or unofficial interaction. So that's Kasim.
Okay. So my name is Jacques Soufflé. So Senate ProTempore, I want to say congratulations the first time I can say to Team Senate ProTempore.
Thank you.
Yeah, so basically my concern has to do with some of the expression from senators today in chambers. Sounded as though there were some force behind the signing of the resolution, because listening to Senator Jeevan Smith that he could not have said anything because you should sign first before asking questions. Will you care to tell the public whether there was some background force or whether there was something in the background that coerced or pressured senators to sign the resolution today?
There's absolutely no force in it. All of you are pressed from the legislature, and I'm sure you understand the procedures in the Senate. This has been a process for over 3 weeks. The Senate received a resolution from the House of Representatives. It was sent to a joint committee, the Committee on Judiciary and the Committee on Defense and Security. So they went through excessive different hearings and consultations and came out with the resolutions. There were consultative meetings. Senators had the opportunity to read those resolutions and come out to agree on signing. So if you follow yesterday, there were several senators who read those resolutions and signed. There were senators who signed today. There were senators who were not here yesterday's resolution. And that's why we asked the Senate to endorse the resolution today. Because when you've done a final resolution with signatures, that shows that the senators agreed to what's in the resolution before signing. They didn't call for any debate, so they were all getting the opportunity to give their views. There was no force behind it. I think all senators here represent their counties, and this is a House of Elders. People make independent decisions.
So we got
Yeah. One of your colleagues who affixed a signature to the resolution and President Prince Johnson from the accused you of allegedly conspiring with some of their colleagues within the interview of the Senate as per the action that was taken today, as evidence that your unilateral action taken to drop this committee from the Committee on Internal Affairs from being a part of the joint committee that scrutinized and finalized the resolution. What's your response?
There were 2 joint committees. The committees on judiciary, because that is a judiciary matter, it has legal implication, and the committee on defense, because we're talking about security and war. Senator Prince Johnson, we all know, is a member of the Senate, and the Senate operates in through different meetings. We have a chat room that we all communicate in every day to give updates and to talk about some of the issues that we address during the field. Because even if you listen to Prince Johnson today, he said that he was not informed, which is not true. All senators were informed about the decision, we were informed about the resolution. I also personally placed a call to Senator Prince Johnson this morning because I didn't see him in some of the meetings that were held to inform him about the resolution, the decisions that were made, and we had a conversation and I encouraged him to come to participate. So there's no reason why we will not include a committee if that committee was in the resolution to be included.
Just to follow up, the past government, the Senate took 2 years to come up with a resolution directing its decision to ex-Liberal President George Magoria. Under this regime, it took less than a month to finalize a resolution. Many of your critics are saying that it had a history.
Well, I did not do it alone. The Senate is a Senate of 30 senators from 15 counties. They have independent minds. I think we put a lot of time and commitment into it. We have an agenda as a Senate under my leadership, and we're working very tirelessly and teamlessly. We've been following and we're working with as a team. I work as a team player, so almost every day we see that there are several consultative meetings, and from the Senate's own expressions to tell you how we're coordinating, and it's helping to fast track the work that we have to do. So I'm grateful for the cooperation and to get some of this in a time of action.
opportunity just for one more last.
Pro Tem, my concern is the presence of Alan White here today while the process was on. What circular they sent out?
Well, I have never in my life had any conversation with Alan White. I have not met him. In fact, when senators were pointing out Alan White, it was my first time actually seeing him in person. So you see that the work and economic crimes code is something that is a global discussion in Liberia and in the diaspora. And even if you follow, there was an announcement yesterday about the conversations that are going to be held today around the resolution. The media carried it, so a lot of people are aware. Some people came to witness, including Alan White. There have been text messages, there have been calls, and you know, as we always do, when people come and are interested in sitting in our Senate session to view and to listen to deliberations, we cannot stop. So he was here today, but he has not had any conversation with me as a Pro Tem of the Senate on this resolution.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. That concludes the statement from President Pro Tempore of the Liberian Senate, Honorable Nyonblee Karnga Lawrence, giving a briefing to the media following the Senate endorsement of the joint resolution calling for the establishment of war and economic crimes court in Liberia. So thank you so much for being here.